And I knew once he switched that light bulb on, wanted to fight again and fell back in love with the sport, he'd be unstoppable. He's like a train picking up speed downhill, this fella. Now I just want to thank everybody for appreciating where he's at now and enjoying the shape he's in, because it's been a long time coming. The work he's put in has been phenomenal. You know, it's been done behind closed doors. You know, it's not been documented what he has been through, but he's been through hell and high water to get to this now. Well, that's where people make a mistake. This man can move as quick as a middleweight. He's got the intelligence and he never loses focus. He's on it all the time. It's about keeping him happy in the gym and training with happy people. He'll just go from one gear to another. He's got a Ferrari of a gearbox and he'll get more focused, he'll train harder, and you'll see the best Tyson Fury adapt his game. This man, he can adapt his game to any level. You know, he'll box to how he needs to box, but when he gets in front of a challenge and a danger, he'll raise his game. The celebrity thing he's done, it's only worked well in his favour. You know, he's a big name. Everything has fell into place for this kid, you know, and it's working out well, you know, because he's listening. With Tommy, he listens to every word I say, you know, and I just keep him grounded, keep him level-headed. He does as he's told to the letter. You know, he knows how important this is. You know, there's a lot at stake. And like I say, if it's done right and he keeps his feet on the ground, he can go a long way, this kid. He's got a lot of potential. He punches really hard, but he's 20 years old. It's just keeping him grounded away from bad company, people in his head. You know, that's the biggest cause of everything. Listen, it's a fabulous opportunity for Tommy. You know, his team round him has done an excellent job. You know, and they have given him a good lift off. It's been a long time coming, but it's been well worth the wait. You know, it's sky's the limit for him.
You've only got to be a little bit hesitant, you know, or go around with your right, or not have confidence in throwing the right, and it'll get exposed. And on a world scene, you've seen it time and again.
I don't go to Savannah and say, you owe me $1,000, you owe me $2,000. You know, I'm not interested. It's a hobby for me. You know, so it's more or less like that. So that's why I'm not interested in big stables of fighters. I don't want to be the best trainer in the world. I don't want to be Einstein in boxing or whatever. I'm just doing my best.
Everything for me a fighter's got to do is natural. It ain't got to be forced. It ain't got to be something he's not used to. He's got to be used to it. He's got to know it in his sleep. Subconscious, it's there. And you know, that is not a short thing to achieve. That takes time. It's Groundhog Day. You know, it's like polishing a piece of metal that's been under the ground for years. It's repetition.
There's no point talking about it. Let's do it. He's going to take on anybody, and he'll be coming out on top of it.
He holds a shot pretty good. So, like I said, he's rough in himself, meaning he's tough. He's a tough customer. You know, he can ship a lot of punishment.
You know, he's had his learning curves, and even his losses. He's had 2 losses, but them losses have been reasons behind them.
This is now to platform me to another level and get me the fights what I want. Yeah, listen, I've had the experience, I've had all of that, and now I just can't wait now just to relish this, and this is the time. I believe it's all about timing, fighting the best at the fights I want to get me further forward.
What you feel like might be your course that you're plotting? Everybody wants to be a world champion.
Obviously for you the hard way, because like I say to you, I'm willing to fight anyone, and all these fights out there, getting past Povetkin, I'm willing to fight. The fight is what no one wants to fight, so I'll get there 100%, but by fighting the people what don't want to be fought. It's my time to shine, and I will do, and I'm looking forward to challenge all these fights and be back in the mix. It's all about making legacy, and when I do achieve everything I want in this sport, I want to look back and say I fought everyone. I didn't avoid anyone. I want to be looking on my record, I fought the best.
Tyson's built the foundations for you to just turn over. But yeah, no, never entered my mind turn professional. No. For Tyson, listen, I'm probably the closest person he's got, barring me dad, probably a couple of brothers what we've got, and his wife. So I don't do a lot. I'm just there for basically support, and I know what he likes. I know what he's good at. I know what he can't do. He knows who's there for him and what's proper there for him, and I'm one of them. So that's it. That I'm there for a bit of moral support. The person what people seeing now is the real Tyson. You know, before you can't be yourself if you want to get places. Look, the people's been talking about him bad, good. They hate him, they like him, but they're still talking about him. And it's got him to the place where he's at now. So he's no longer got to build himself and talk shit. You know, he can be himself, and he's known enough now, and the people can make their own decisions of him. But it's a real Tyson, you know, and that's what you're getting. He's like a car what's done 10,000 miles. He don't take punches. Tyson's always been the world's greatest in our eyes. If Tommy does well, bonus. If he don't, pat on the back, you've done well. But there's nothing expected from Tommy.
No, I don't feel the pressure, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I've grew up in a very weird situation, to be honest, because every time I sparred or even put on the gloves, it was always, oh, look at him, it's Tyson's brother, oh, let's go and watch him fight. So I've always had the pressure on me. There's no rush at all in this game. You've just got to take your time and do it slowly, because you've seen a lot of time happen. You know, fighters will get giddy with themselves and take a fight that they're well overmatched. You know, you can't be doing that. You've got to take realistic fights that you can win. My schedule's not the same as it was 6 months, you know. Life's very, very different now. And whenever I can find the time to train him, I'm going to train. You know, it's hard, I'm not going to lie. But my dad's there, I'm thankful to have him there. He can train me around this busy schedule. And yeah, it's all been working well. So I've just fought my way through it. So now when I go out there, any normal guy, chief support in the third professional fight, they go out there and feel the pressure. I felt at home there. You see me, I was dancing to the ring. I loved every minute in there, and I was putting on a show for everyone. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Everyone who interviews me, I say the same thing. I'm not going to stand here and lie about where I can go. If I was British level, I'd say I was British level, but I've had no amateur fights really, and I go on and put on performance like that. I've got all this pressure on me, I cope with it like that. I believe I go into the top, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I believe one day I'm going to be a world champion. I thank Love Island very much. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I am right now. But let's not mistake things. I'm a fighting man, not a reality TV man. I'm here to make my own name, Tommy Fury, and I don't want to be known as, like, when people say, oh, do you want to go and watch Tyson Fury's brother box? I want to say, do you want to go and watch Tommy Fury box? He's a really good boxer. That's what I want to be known as. But it is what it is. That'll come with time. But it was always going to be this way with me turning pro. But it's all thanks to Tyson. You know, he's a household name, Tyson. You know, he's known worldwide, and he's a character. And he's one of a kind. You'll never see another Tyson ever again. Tyson, there's no ifs or buts here. That man is the best heavyweight in the world. He's untouchable. The only man that's going to beat Tyson is himself, and that ain't going to happen because you've seen him. He's happy, he's enjoyable, he's everything.
So no one can call themselves the man until they beat me. And I've not been beat by anybody.
You were talking about...
Yes, all of them. I can defeat them all one hand. As you saw today, lightning speed, lightning reflexes for a giant. I'm a giant of a heavyweight. There has never been a heavyweight like me. There's never been a man of my size that can move like that. I'm a natural freak of nature. I defy every law of gravity. It shouldn't be possible for a man of my size and my weight to move like that. And I will not be down anymore. I refuse to go back to mental health problems, and I'm inspiring and helping millions of people around the world with their problems, because if the heavyweight champion of the world can be affected by these problems, then everybody else could be as well. And I like to see myself as the people's champion. I'm the man who gets in amongst the people. I'm the man who's there with them, hands-on. I'm like a hands-on boxer. It doesn't have to be all insults and sentences all the time, going back and forward at each other, ripping each other to pieces. I'm unique. I'm the most charismatic, colourful champion, says Muhammad Ali, barring none.
So obviously I want to be there with him, I want to go through this. He said to me, why don't you just come to California? Well, we've got 4 young kids at home in school, so you can't do that.
No, well, someone's got to stay and manage the house, and if you've got 4, you've got plenty, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. Someone's got to keep control of the household. He's worse than a woman who's been deprived of chocolate. No, sometimes every time it's different. Every training camp's different. This one, he's in a real good place. He's really happy. Sometimes when he's out and it's desolate and it's sort of like a cold training camp and it's a quiet, basically what he's going into, I'm pleased I don't have to visit, because when he's there, he's negative. He's upset and he's ready to kill, basically. Even when he was in Holland, I was there in Holland for all the training camps. This one's probably the longest. I think the longest before this was about 5 weeks when he went to America. He was training with Manuel Stewart and he fought in Canada. That was a long time. But other than that, it's been years since we've been apart for a long time. Every fight he gets perked up, he gets ready for it, and he wants to win. And everybody he fights is a threat, so each fight in its own right is important. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to see him so happy and so prideful of what he's done. It's a wonderful thing for us to keep watching him grow and do what he wants to do. I think it's sweet that way. I think it's definitely it's nice to say we told you so, and nice for him to look back and say you've all doubted me and I'm here. And he's done that. He's done that already in life, because there's a lot of times he's been put down and said he couldn't do it and he wouldn't do it, and he's definitely pulled through.